Schulz.
Your boy.
My dog, man.
dog.
Damn.
Comedy, standing
You
tall,
ever
baby.
seen someone
They didn't add Jamaica.
that you know getting cooked?
Yeah.
And you just got to stand by.
That's what I'm getting. Dog, I was excited for today, right?
Uh-oh.
I want to talk to you, my boy.
Talk to me about what? I'm not responsible for what he says.
I know, but it's tough for you, I'm sure.
It wasn't tough because I see, like, if you've seen Flagrant, you knew this was coming at some point. The show's gotten too large. It has too large of a platform. Now you got fucking Trump on there. So now everybody's got a magnifying glass on it. And if you've been watching for as long, the show's built on, the name is there. Flagrant.
Yeah.
We're not playing it safe. We're not being timid. We're serving the people who want flagrancy.
Yeah.
And dark humor always has a place.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you may think of it, how liberal you want to be.
Yeah.
There are people who love dark humor, and I am one of them.
Kendrick,
And I am a comedian.
Kendrick is a big stepper, but these guys are habitual oversteppers.
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
like naturally they are going to piss people off.
And
it just so happens it was Kendrick and black people.
Yeah,
the thing I liked about him is that he usually makes it funny though. And that's kind of my thing with
That's
this one.
my
It's like,
problem with
this
it.
one's not funny. Like, I'm never on the side like, oh, you can't talk about this group. I'm like, dog, as a comedian, your job is to make it funny.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I'm like, that's fire because you found that angle.
But that's the risk you run, right?
Exactly.
Especially when it's something as polarizing as black people and black men, black sexuality.
and the black and white thing. Like,
Black-
you have to know that dynamic.
And I'll say this, he does make fun of everybody.
He does.
Right?
Yeah.
He's an equal
Everyone
opportunist in
gets
terms of getting the jokes.
equal
It's not
opportunist.
like if this was a fresh and fit where he's constantly dunking on black women, I would completely understand the outrage.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like you. I'm a comedian, so I'm gonna judge it on the scale of comedy, and it just wasn't funny.
Yeah.
He was told that he was brought up in Whacked Out Murals, the first song on GNX, and Kendrick basically said, "Never let a white comedian talk on black women. That's law."
That's law.
That's loud.
And obviously, he was making reference to Shits and Gigs episode with Flagrant.
Yeah.
But he also brought up Taylor's name, which made me think he was also talking about Brilliant Idiots.
He said Taylor's name.
He said Taylor's name. Go
that's-
back and check. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Taylor.
Who's Taylor?
She is
Oh, the
Charlamagne's assistant
Okay.
and the
she's the
producer
producer
of
of
Brilliant Idiots. And him and Taylor have like a bit going for years where they just get at each other or whatever. It's an equal thing. She talks about his sperm not being able to run fast enough to make a child. He makes fun of her for whatever for that week. Yeah,
he
she
almost-
went deep with
He
that
almost
one.
cried on that one. He laughed like
He was laughing, but the pain you
and
can see.
you could hear it.
Yeah, because she never usually gets him that good. Like she
Yeah.
gets him sometimes, but like
But this one was like
she turned the knife.
people said, "Ooh."
Yeah,
That's how bad
I
it
watched that and I
was.
was like, because he's really been struggling with that internally and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And so like when
Of
she
course.
said that,
It's
and
kinda
you
like-
didn't know that if his wife was, no, his wife still wasn't pregnant
At
the
that
time.
point, she wasn't.
So it
That's
was
what made it
like,
worse. It's like,
and they were
ooh.
trying.
They want to have a kid so bad.
Yeah, for like almost a year they were trying or some
Yeah.
shit. So it was like, wow, damn.
Yeah, she went for
Damn.
it.
Like that's the type you go home at night and you need the TV on when you go to sleep. 'Cause
Yeah. 'Cause I can't.
I can't sit in the
I'm just gonna
silence.
hear the
I'm
same
gonna
thing.
think
My
of it.
heart's gonna hurt. Yeah, just right here in the middle.
So, Kendrick says, "Don't let no white comedian talk about the black woman. That's law." Alex, Andrew, he's gonna take any opportunity to
To show his ass. he's a
show his ass,
comedian, yeah.
but also to make it content.
Mhm.
Anytime anyone's ever said anything about Andrew in the media world, he doesn't get on Twitter and rant. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He just gets onto the podcast, says his piece about it, and puts it
That's
to
it.
the side, and that's it. And so he's talking about it. He's making his jokes, mostly short jokes about Kendrick and how he could beat up Kendrick. And he's making sure he's making the distinction of not his crew,
Yeah, he's like,
not
his crew
the gangsters in
beat me
LA.
up.
Just me,
I have no
one
chance.
v
Just
one.
if it's just me and Kendrick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen Andrew fight. He's a boxer. Like he actually got hands. I'm not gonna lie. I still think Kendrick does it. I see that nigga do Mexican burpees in the park in a full tracksuit in the dead of summer.
He's very close to the
ground.
No, oh. All right, you're shooting at Ken.
Hey, man. She's on her own. She's on her own with that.
You go crazy.
This week, she's on her own with that. But
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Basically-
he's very close to the ground.
No, he's very close to Mexicans.
the other thing I think he underestimated with this is like if you're gonna make a joke like that, especially on a black man, no other black men are gonna be offended. Like one thing about comedy is you got to read the room. First of all, you're in the wrong room. Do this on stage. Do it on stage.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
but
true.
Chris Rock got slapped in the face. Never heard a word.
Yeah.
Saw it on stage. Like a year later. And everyone was still ready and waiting to hear it. Do it on stage. Time and place. Right? You're not in a comedy setting where people are going to give you that grace if they don't know you.
Probably
If
wants to
they
just
didn't
be
know you and they saw you do it
timely.
on stage, yeah, maybe they might still have a problem with it. But they'd still have to judge it off. Did the crowd laugh?
Okay.
Did he get his jokes off? Then sure.
You think?
I
You think if he said sorry though, it would be a different situation right now? Like they would have forgave him and he could have moved on.
If he said sorry?
Yeah.
Andrew's never saying sorry.
Said sorry about making the jokes with shits and gigs?
Yeah. If he said, "Hey, you know what? My bad."
No. I think Kendrick still makes this line. I think he still does it. And now Andrew has to either walk back a sorry or sit in it. So it's like, and as a comedian, I completely agree. Don't apologize for making an attempt at a joke, right?
I think it's okay. So obviously, I've been listening to Andrew for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So I know like he's relatively familiar with the culture, you know, like not with music and like hip hop as a whole, but just black people and like
Yeah.
dynamics. And the thing about Andrew that's great is that he knows a lot about different communities and like niche stereotypes.
Yeah.
And he's amazing at making jokes about those things. So I think with this one, I'm like, dog, like you missed by so much because it's like, you know about buck breaking. There's no way you don't know about this. So you know how it's gonna come off and you still chose that route? Like that's weird to me. Because
Yeah.
fam, you're not the guy who doesn't know about the black community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not holding you to a standard of being like, oh, you're one of the blacks or blah blah blah. But
no.
you know about these niche things in the culture. So it's like, what are you
What
really
did you
doing?
call it?
Niche.
No, before butt breaking.
Buck breaking.
Buck breaking,
Buck
yeah.
breaking?
Yeah, that's when
I don't
like
know
slave
that.
masters used
Slave
to
ma-
rape
yeah.
their slaves to
Oh.
make them more or less
Subservient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm
Buck
saying? You're talking
breaking.
about sleeping with Kendrick, and it's like he has to choose whether it's consensual or not. Like, you know.
And in
like-
this climate, I think it's like, why do you think that joke's gonna fly? And that's kind of why you gotta have guys like this is the second time where his guys have let him down and not like being like, okay,
Alex, dog.
Who's
like-
Alex, the black guy?
yeah,
So I was gonna say, did he get held to the same standard that the guys on
yes,
Shits and Giggles?
yes, even worse
Chicks and
actually,
Gigs or
even
whatever?
worse, even worse, yeah,
Oh,
because
because I
is
didn't
An-
see anything.
because
I've
he
seen
is
so much
Andrew's
about
friend.
Shits and Gigs. I didn't see anything about.
He is
Homeboy.
Andrew's right hand man. And so him being on the couch every week, people are just assuming that's what he's doing every week. Like he's just yamming shit and laughing it off is what they're assuming.
Was he in agreement or was he also like against what Andrew said?
He's like, you're crazy. Like you're just laughing. Like you're
Yeah,
bugging.
whenever he says stuff like that, that's his coded way of being like, you're going too far, but like he can't stop him from going too far because
Yeah.
this is the thing.
'Cause then they'll go back and
if you're
forth.
in the room, right, and you see him attacking everybody, equal opportunity. When it comes to you, how are you gonna be like, all right, you know what I mean? Like you got to keep it consistent in his mind. It's like I can't. In his head, he's like, I can't complain about this because I would have to complain about everything.
Yeah.
When there is a line, you just gotta know where the line is when it comes to podcasting.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
still a
it-
podcast.
is
Is
it
it
a line
like,
or is
hey,
it just
it's like,
make it
hey,
funny?
Andrew, just know, Black Tutor will respond. And if Andrew's like, I don't give a fuck.
And who it is.
Yes,
Like
come
Kendrick
on,
is a
man.
protected guy, bro.
Yeah.
He's a protected
darling.
guy. There are people who
Yeah.
connect with him spiritually.
He has a bunch of
That
minions.
is like they will go to it. Listen, the whole Drake Kendrick rap beef and how people are like, oh, Drake stopped responding. Drake threw in the white towel. No. Pyru's got involved.
Oh shit.
Pyru's,
On Pyru.
the security guard got shot. Okay? One of the Pyru members calls up Top, calls up Whack, calls up Matt Babel, and says, yo, it's gotta stop now. we're getting to a point where shit's getting out of hand. This is Pyru. We're not playing around. Like, Coachella's coming up. Shit might get sticky. Let's stop. All the tracks can stop. It was just rap. And we'll leave it there. Right? And from that point on, they didn't drop another track. That was it. And so people don't see that in the background. They just go, oh, Drake gave up. Doing the white towel.
Do you think people knew this?
People did not know this.
Breaking news then.
Wait, no. No. People knew it was on Back on Fig.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it was on Back on Fig episode. The guy himself is telling the Pyru guy, the blood guy, whoever he is. He's telling the story about calling Matt Babel, calling the Preem. They talked to Preem as well.
Shit, okay.
And got everybody to just dead it. Because, people are
getting
starting to get hit.
Yeah.
And you don't know if... This is a problem. It could be people from opposing crews that are just trying to stir up some shit. It could be fanatic fans who are just trying to stir up some shit. You don't know. When the Tupac stuff's happened and the whole West Coast, East Coast shit, niggas were doing all types of shit. Nobody knew who was with who. Okay? But people got hurt.
Yeah.
And so when it gets to that point, it's like, all right, are we just rapping or are we really going there?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just rap. So everybody just deaded it.
You don't want to go there anyways.
And that's what I'm talking about with Kendrick. Like, this is, you're a comedian, cool, but you still got to go to LA. Like, and
that's kind of what I'm speaking to too, right? It's like, dog, you have to know these things. So like, even if you don't respect it, fam, these are the rules of that culture. So chill out.
I think he's always been the white guy.
Yeah,
and the white guys never have to worry about that for the most part. Like, for example, when I was working at Before They're Famous, I was the on-screen host for the majority of the videos. And they would put up these thumbnails that were edited to look salacious. So like, this guy beat a woman, they'll put a woman beat up in the thumbnail.
Jesus Christ.
Or even if it was just an allegation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anything to get people to click, they would doctor photos to make it look worse than it was. And I'd constantly be like, this is not good. Like, you guys will never have to face the consequences of this.
That.
I will. Yeah. And I got plenty of DMs from rappers, from artists.
Didn't Pooh Shiesty check you on something
Pooh
that you said?
Shiesty tried to check me on the thumbnail that they made, like, and on the information they gave me. So it's like, bro, they're not thinking that they can get touched because they're not of this world. They don't know the culture. They don't know how serious. To them, this is WWE, bro.
It is.
It's not real.
It's like, come on. You gonna shoot me?
It's not real to them. And so they think it's just, and sometimes I think also we talked about the content over everything. Sometimes content is not over everything.
right. That's true.
Content is not over everything, bro. And it's not worth it.
No, it's
you got a family.
Yeah. Loved ones.
You got a new baby. You got newfound success.
And he said that they were threatening his family and saying really crazy things about his kid.
Because I think he's only thinking about Kendrick and his immediate crew. No, you got to think about super fans.
Yeah.
And people who think that they're doing Kendrick a favor if they sock you in the face they see you in public.
I think he thinks you can argue with a crazy person. It would be like, you're really doing this to me over this?
No.
Man, you're getting 3 words out and then...
Yeah.
So...
and he's from New York, so he knows what that life can get like.
Manhattan.
It's not like he doesn't know.
He
so
knows
it's
Manhattan.
like...
And he can't play dumb, though, because he knows what he's getting into. So if something does happen, then what? Exactly. I know he's saying, yo, now you're bringing up my family. It's like, duh. This is Kendrick you're talking about.
No, but he also said, I get it. He's like, I'm not...
That's true.
I completely
he said this is how
understand. This is how it is. You can't control what fans do.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like, man, it's unnecessary. It did not need to.
It didn't
need to go there at all. And then like afterwards, a bunch of people obviously chiming in. Ice Cube's son.
Mm-hmm.
And
weird ass nigga.
Where's he been?
He's actually got Den of Thieves 2 coming out. I can't wait. Oh,
I like that. I like that.
Den
movie.
of Thieves is so
was
good.
good.
The first one.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I hope 50 Cent's alive again for no reason.
Yeah.
Just like Power.
I have to watch it again. I don't remember how it
It
ended.
was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he called him weird ass nigga. Andrew then replied with saying, "Hey, why don't you check out No Vaseline by Ice Cube?" And
Got him.
once again missed the mark. Because the song is not about non-consensual sex. It's about getting fucked over on your contract.
Yeah.
And so, misinterpretation there. Once again, the cultural. You see what I'm saying?
I think I just assumed that. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I assumed that he kind of knew that, and he just said like, you're talking about fucking the ass here. You know?
Yeah, but no.
But yeah, exactly. It's not a 1-for-1 at all.
You know what? Remember Pokemon? Like, he did this attack, but it had no effect. It was one of those where it's like, the Ice Cube son's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what can
The
you
Waka
really
Flocka
say?
thing.
But then,
Yeah.
like, when you look at the comments and when you look at the likes and dislikes, like, I know on your end you don't think that hit, but I feel like there's gonna be a whole side that like, oh,
there
Bird
was
got
a lot
him
of people
back.
Yeah, a side
You know
that
what I'm
also
saying?
doesn't know for sure. Definitely.
So, like,
That's just off the name alone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rosenberg.
No.
Rosenberg had some
cornball.
words for
Yeah,
Andrew Schulz. Rosenberg seems to have words for any white
Everyone?
person that
Rosenbaum.
does
Associated.
anything in the hip hop community as to elevate himself and look higher than.
I'm the only white you're supposed to like in hip hop.
I'm the only ethical
much.
white in hip hop.
Yeah.
Is what it gives. That's just how I feel whenever he does these things, because it's just it seems performative. It's like, what do you would never talk this way in front of Andrew's face. That's first of all. Never. There's no world. This is not WWE. I know
don't
you
see
work
him
there,
fighting, yeah.
but this is not it. Andrew got hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't like when he does it. I just don't like when he does it. It's just
He's
not fun.
remember when he beefed with academics?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it's like,
That
that's
was
the other
bad,
thing.
man.
Duppin know who for frightened.
Exactly.
Duppin know who for frightened.
Academics
He
said
has
your
the
wife
talks for
left.
certain people and not the talks for other people. And he thinks that it's kumbaya with certain people, so he doesn't. I can say whatever. And the internet has done that a lot. That's something only the internet has done. Is propped people up to think that they could talk however
yeah.
they
What?
want about people that they
Yeah.
would never do in their face.
Yeah.
No one will do that shit. in
Real
person.
keyboard warriors,
That's a
bro.
fact.
And it's translated to video. It's now translating to video.